proper use of the light microscope. For this experiment, you will need a microscope, a slide, immersion oil, soft white tissue and lens paper. Plug the microscope in and then turn on the microscope with the main switch. The light intensity can be adjusted with a knob. Adjust the light intensity so that the optical path is just visible. Now place your slide under the microscope. Ensure that the slide is placed the right side up. Check the labeling on the slide and the position of the cover slip. The cover slip should always be facing the objective. Position the part of the section that you want to look at in the light path. To do this, you can move the stage of the microscope by turning the adjustment knobs under the stage. The microscope should always be stored with the lowest objective clicked into position. This is often the 10 times objective. Make sure that the 10 times objective is in place because this is also the objective with which you will start setting the microscope correctly. This correct setting of the microscope is called the Köhler illumination. Now we are going to look through the microscope. Look through the microscope from about 1 to 2 centimeters away using both eyepieces. Move the eyepieces from the widest setting slowly towards each other until you see one picture with both eyes. To focus on the image, you need to adjust the distance between the lens and your section. Start by turning the table to the highest position by turning the coarse focus knob. This can only be done with the 10 times objective in place. Always keep your eyes on the slide to make sure that the slide and objective do not collide. Then, while looking through the ocular lenses, slowly lower the microscope stage by turning the coarse adjustment knob until the image comes into focus. Each ocular lens is individually adjustable in terms of sharpness. If necessary, you can adjust this by turning the diopter adjustment ring. If there are 2 oculars with a diopter ring, then put them both at the 0 setting. Adjust the focus for the right eye with the micro adjustment knob. The left eye is then adjusted using the diopter adjustment ring. To get the best possible image, the lighting needs to be adjusted. Without adjustment, some features of the section may not be easily seen. Close the field diaphragm almost completely and look through the ocular lens. The view should be almost completely black, within the middle, a sharply focused section in a small circle or hexagon. Under the stage of the microscope is the condenser lens. Adjust the height of this lens by turning the condenser focus knob. Turn the knob until the edges of the hexagon are sharply in focus. The height of the condenser is now set correctly. In some cases, the condenser lens must be adjusted until it is positioned in the center. To do this, turn the adjustment screws to position the hexagon in the center. To get the right amount of light through your section, open the field diaphragm again. The diaphragm must be open so that the black border is just outside the field of vision. If needed, adjust the sharpness and re-center with the condenser focalization knob and set the screws again. The condenser also has a diaphragm known as the aperture diaphragm. The setting of this diaphragm depends on the objective lens you use and therefore changes if you change objectives. Since the 10 times objective lens is being used now, the ring should be set to the 10 times setting. The microscope is now set correctly. We now have a sharp microscopic image with the right exposure, thus revealing the many details we can observe. Importantly, these settings are optimal for stained preparations. If you are viewing an unstained preparation, you have to set the condenser lens in the lowest position in order to create more contrast. To observe more details in your section, you can increase the magnification of the microscope. At the moment, you are looking at a section with 100 times magnification. This is 10 times magnification with the ocular lens and 10 times magnification with the objective lens. To increase the magnification, you can use the next objective. When changing objective lenses, always turn the turret and never hold on to the objective. We are now going from the 10 times to the 20 times objective, so from 100 times magnification to a 200 times magnification. Make sure that the part of the section you want to focus on is in the middle of the field of vision. Because the magnification has changed, we also need to adjust the amount of light coming through the section. This is done by turning the aperture diaphragm setting to 20 times. Also, the image must be focused by turning the coarse and fine focus knob. If the focus was already well adjusted with the 10 times objective, there should only be minimal adjustment needed with the focus knob. If the image cannot be focused with only a small adjustment, go back to the 10 times objective and adjust first at this magnification. You should only go up to a higher magnification if the image is already in focus at the lower magnification. In other words, never go to a higher magnification if the image is not sharp. If you do, you may damage the objective lens. To view the slide with 400 times magnification, turn the turret until the 40 times objective lens clicks in place. Once again, make sure that the part you want to magnify is in the center of the field of vision and the image has been focused. The aperture diaphragm should be adjusted to the 40 times setting. Once again, the image needs to be refocused. Focusing at this magnification is done only with the fine focus knob. Remember, if you can't get the image in focus with just the fine focus knob, then go back to a lower magnification and focus again. As you can see, the lens is now so close to the preparation that even a small movement in the wrong direction can damage the objective lens. Most microscopes also have a 100 times objective lens. This lens is often used in microbiology to look at bacteria, for example. In the space between the slide and the objective lens, light is refracted, scattered, and effectively lost. This makes it difficult to get a clear image. To solve this problem, we use oil between the slide and the objective because it has a similar light refractive index to glass. Please note that the immersion oil is hazardous, so use it sparingly and clean all traces of oil from the microscope and lens after use. Apply the immersion oil to the slide. Start by turning the turret so no objective is over the slide and the 40 times objective lens is on the left and the 100 times lens is on the right. Place a droplet of immersion oil on the slide where the light is shining through. Then turn the turret to click the 100 times objective in place. Never turn the 40 times objective to the oil. The lens will get dirty and it is difficult to clean afterwards. Set the aperture diaphragm to 100 times. Once again, the image needs to be focused. Focusing at this magnification is done only with the fine focus knob. The objective lens is now very close to your preparation, so even the smallest adjustment can cause damage. So look very carefully at this section and make only very small movements with the fine focus. If the image was sharp with the 40 times objective, then there will only be very minimal adjustment needed. Importantly, if you can't get the image in focus with just small movements of the fine focus knob, then start again. For this, the immersion oil must be cleaned off the slide first so that other objectives don't get dirty. If you want to go from the oil immersion setting back to one of the other objectives, you must first clean the oil off the slide. First, lower the stage by turning the coarse focus knob while keeping an eye on what you are doing. Then wipe the oil off the objective with a piece of lens paper. Take the slide from the microscope stage. You can see that there is immersion oil on the slide. This oil must first be removed before the slide can be viewed with another objective lens. Clean the slide with a soft white tissue. If there is a cover slip on your section, you can just rub the oil off. If the section does not have a cover slip and you want to use it again, just gently dab to prevent the section from being wiped off the glass slide. When you are finished with the microscope, make sure that all the oil is cleaned off. Then turn the turret so the smallest objective is over the stage. After that, you can raise the stage by turning the coarse focus knob while looking carefully at what you are doing. Subsequently, you can set the aperture diaphragm back to 10 times. Finally, turn off the microscope with the button on the side and cover the microscope with the protective cover.